In this lesson, we will talk about the Python programming language. As stated in the syllabus, we need to give some specific information related to Python programming language. And so, firstly, what's Python programming language? I kept a whole notes like this one, and so I will share this Python file in the Google Classroom section, and so you can easily write and read my code in order to exercise or to understand the basics of the Python. Okay? And so the first question is the Python. What's Python programming language? Python programming language simply is a high level or user interface programs, and so we can easily access the whole objects given in the Python. Okay, and so the general purpose, we can utilize this program or language in order to the backend and front-end application. And so the object-oriented should be contained in the Python, and this is written by the Guido van Rossum, okay, in 91. The basic feature of the Python is contained with the interpreted programming language. Okay, but what is the interpreted programming language? Which means that we can interpret all the codes written in the Python into the virtual machine, which is contained in your computer. And so in standard C or C++ programming language, we can compile the whole code into the machine code, okay, or binary codes. But in Python, we can translate all the codes into another language, which is the interpreted programming language. And so the visual machine or virtual machine can run easily this code using the this nomination or interpreted. Okay, and so it is translated into another program which written or easily solved by virtual machine. Okay, and so the Python possesses the dynamic type system, which means that the dynamic type, there are two types of system in programming language. We have the static type or dynamic type. For example, C or C++ programming language have the static and dynamic types, because in real-time application or runtime application, we can create the variables using some specific keywords. For example, new or the another property, which is given in the Python or C programming language. But we can assign any variable to another one without considering the type of variable. Okay, this is called the dynamic type system. Okay, in runtime we can create the variables, we can delete the variables, but in C or C++ programming language, we should give the compiler the specific variables. For example, integer, char, or any other type which is defined in the C. But in Python, we can create the variables in runtime with the unknown types. And so Python solves this problem and then creates the variable, whatever we need. Okay, and so the Python translate whole codes into the implementable or implementation known by C Python. C Python is a standard resolution program because we should translate all the Python into what? Into the machine code or into the translated code because we have the interpreted programming language, and so Python code does not convert to what? To machine code. And so Python resolve the whole the Python codes and translate into the what? Into the virtual machine code. And so this code is the Python code we always write this code, and so this code is translated into the bytecode, which is interpretation of the Python programming, and so this Python bytecode interpreted this byte codes. Okay, this is the main mechanism of the interpretation of the R programs. Okay, and so the Python has property of binary portability, okay, which give us a way to run the code in virtual machine. Okay, and then this is a huge advantage because it's any platform can run Python code, but C or C++ programs cannot be run in any platform because we have a machine code in the C or C++ programming language as a result of the compilation operation. Okay, and so if we compile any codes and we can translate into the what? Into the binary codes, and so the C or C++ programs can be run. But in Python, we don't need that because we have the interpreted programming language, and so it's the binary portability can be given us using this interpreted this bytecode, and so we can run this code in any platforms. Okay, and so this is the Python programming language features. But firstly, we need to define some specific keywords or concepts, which is what is language. Okay, it's important because we need to understand some basic keywords in here. Language is defined as a set of the symbols for communicating each other. Okay, and so Turkish is a language or English is a language, and so if I use the English, and so you can understand anything what I'm saying. Okay, but in computer architectures or the programs, we have a language which is defined as the Python in this lesson, or C or C++. And so there are two important concepts related to what? The language, which is the syntax, order of symbols. This is the main rule to create any language or any sentences. And there could be any logic or semantic, logical meaning. If these two property is included in any language, and then we can create meaningful sentences. In programming language, if we have the known syntax and semantic rules, and we can write any code using this one. For example, I school to am going. This is wrong because in the English we have a subject in here, and then after the subject we must use the am going, and so we have a syntax error in here. But if we use this like this one, I am going to school, and so this is correct and logical. Okay, and so syntax is okay in here, and we need to talk about what is the meaning of this. Okay, and so syntax is wrong in here, but syntax is okay. But is this sentence is meaningful? And so the meaningful of these sentences is directly related to what the semantic rules in the language. Okay, And so these two concepts are important for our lesson, because everything I will talk about in this lesson, the syntax and semantics of the language or Python programming language. Okay. And so firstly, we need to give some specific head section, introduction to Python programming language. Okay. Firstly, we need to talk about this one. And so, as I told you, the Python has dynamic type system. Okay, which means that we can create any variable in runtime. For example, if we have this condition in here, like this one, a equal 5, and so we have the some specific function in here, print a. I will talk about it in the later. Okay. And so if I run this code and then the terminal page, interpret the whole code, and then we have the terminal page at this one, the 5. Okay. But I can assign the string character in here, Mehmet. Okay. And so we can print this one, and then if I run this code, and so the 5 is the first statement of the a, but the a equal Mehmet, and so this Mehmet is a string or str type, and so this is the integer type. These types are different, but the Python resolved the problem of this nomination, and so this is called the dynamic type. In C or C++ programming language, you cannot easily apply these things, because every variable should be contained with the specific type of this terms. Okay. And so if we have this example in here, and I can contain this one, and so this is the property of the dynamic type system. Okay. The next concept is the what is token. Token means that the a plus b times 10 is given in here, and so the token is here a plus b star or multiply and 10, and so each of them are called token. Okay, this is the basic atoms of the creating to the language. Okay, a plus b times 10, and so the other concepts is the what is keywords. The keywords are special words that we cannot use as a variable. In Python programming language, we have this definition. For example, if we have the for, we can create a loop, and if we have the if, and so we can state any condition in here, or while. This holds the keywords. Okay, and so we cannot assign any variables with the name of the for, if, and while. Okay. And the other concept is what is identifiers. Identifiers means that variable that we can manipulate. Okay. For example, if we define the a in here, like this one, a is an identifier, or foo is a function, or print is a function name, and so this is the identifier or indicator of the specific objects of our Python programs. Okay. And so another term related to the Python programming language, the literals. Okay. What is literals? Literals means that the specific numbers and string. For example, 1, 2, 3, or Ali, or Emin. And so these are all the literals, and so it's important because it's important to know that because if we have any identifier or literals, there are specific some rules in the Python programs. Okay, and so if I talking about the literals, and so you can imagine that some constant value, which any type of the integer, float, and blah blah blah. Okay, And so, what is operator? Operator means that are special function leading to what the operation in programming language in Python. Okay, for example, plus is an operator, minus or times or other mathematical index, and so these are called the operators. And we have another definition in here like this one. What is the delimiters? Delimiters are specific atom or token which conditions the statements, okay, or expressions. For example, if we have some code in here like this one, a greater than 10, and we can assign the b 100, and so we here the dot dot is the what delimiter, okay, the limits of the statements, okay. And so the other terms is the what is expression. Expression means that it is a combination of variables, operators and literals which are used in the what in one statement. For example, a or a plus 1, a plus 1 times 2, 10, and so on, okay. And so in each statement we have an expression, okay. These are important concepts related to the Python programming language, because if we have talking about keywords, you should know the definition of the keywords or literals or operators or delimiters, okay. And so the other important concept is the syntax rules of coding in Python, okay. In Python we don't have any delimiters to split the expressions. For example, I can write any code in here like this one. For example, a equal 10, and so if I run this code I have the error because the invalid syntax is given in here. We should define the what this one, and so if we assign these things, and then we can print a value in here like this one, okay. The 10 is seen in the terminal page, okay. This is syntax error like this one, and so if I use this delineation, and so this is called the syntax error, okay. So but if I use this program and there is no syntax error, okay, or if we have the a equal 10, b equal 20, c equal 30, no syntax error, okay, because we have the dot comma operator in here like this one, and so each statements are split into the another one, okay. So any question? Okay, guys, do you understand what I'm saying in this lesson? Because there's no reaction coming from you, and so
dosyayı da paylaşma şansınız var mı bu yazda?
I will share this file on Google Classroom, okay? Because I have these notes in this lesson, and so I will share these notes, and then you can easily study on this note, okay? So basic variable types. This is the concept of these things, and so firstly, what is type? Type is a feature of variables operators applied on the what the variables and value stored in it. For example, standard types are included in Python programming language. For example, int. If we have this term in here, like this one, we can solve this thing. A is equals to 5, and so we can print the 5 in here, like this one. If I run, we have the 5 is seen in here, okay? And so we change these things, and so we have A, okay? Or we can learn about the type of these things, and so we can print the type of the A. For example, if we run this code, and so the class int is seen at this moment. And so this is the standard type of the Python programming language, okay? And then this is the int. We have the float type, okay? For example, if we have any variable like this one, b 0.3, 0.2, and so the print b, and then we can see that the 0.0999, and but the type is given in this one, and so the type is this variable is the float, okay? Or we can define the string character in here, like this one. For example, if we have any variable in here, like this one, the Mehmet, and so we can print the Mehmet, and we can give the some type of these things, okay? The class str is assigned to the Mehmet, but if we have this notation, and so we can define any variable in here, and so we have the dynamic type systems, okay? Each of the variable is assigned to the A, but different types is contained within the within the variables, okay? Or we can define the complex variable in here, like this one. For example, if we have the print -1j plus 2, and so if we run this code, the 2 minus 1j is in here, okay? But we also give the type of these things -1j plus 2, and so if I run this code, the class of these things is the complex, okay? And another standard type of programs is the non-type. This is similar with the C or C++ programming language, because we have the non-type like the void variable, okay? Void type in C or C++. There's no any expression in here. It means that it fails when it returns. This is specific indicators to any function return the success or failure of the function definition, okay? Non-type. For example, print type none, and so we have the non-type, okay? B is not equal to the 0.1 because the rounding operation is default related to the assignment of these things, okay? 0.1, and so this is the standard operation, and the default settings is not set into the not rounding. I can run our program runs these terms without any specific information losing, okay? This is why we have the 0.0999, okay? Not 0.1. This is the basic settings for my program, okay? And so in the complex types we have the print. For example, we can define the z variable in here, like this one, -1j plus 2, and so we can print the z imag and real. We can easily reach these values in here, okay? -1, 2, and class non-type is given in here. Okay, so this is the basic examples for the what for the standard types given in Python programming language. There's no other type for the Pythons, because in Python programming language we have the class order or class rules, which means that each variable or each type stored in some specific class, not the standard types. Okay, and so this int is a class, and so a is a class objects, and so it's they are called the what standard types, but it's not in C or C++ programming language. Okay, but in the definition of the class we can reach any operation, methods or functions using any variables or objects, and so the Python has a huge advantage with respect to the C or C++ programming language. Okay, and so another important term is the creation of variables. For example, z equal 5, and in this term or expression we can automatically assign to right hand side, which means that which is equal to the 5 type, and create it. Okay, and so firstly the interpreters sees the 5 or literals, and then it understands that it's int, and so this operator assigns to the z, and so z is created in here with the type of the right hand sides. For example, if we assign the 5.1, and so the interpreter calls it the float value, and so assignment operator is applied on these things, and so z is created in here like this one, and so the type of the z is equal to the float. Okay, this is the basic creation of the variables in Python programming language. Any question? Arkadaşlar ben böyle konuşuyorum ama anlıyorsunuz değil mi İngilizce ben?
Anlaşılıyor hocam.
Çok güzel. Okay. And so what is literals? Literals 1, 2, 3, 1.5, and this one. And so the bool is another type of the programs, and so true plus 3 false times 5. Okay, it's automatically converted into integer. For example, if we have any bool operation in here like this one, true value. Okay, and so we can assign these things, and so true is seen on the terminal page. Okay, but if we have the false value in here like this one, and so we can see the false, but if we false multiply with the 5, and so we have the 0 value, because it's a the integer type of these things 5, and so false it's indicated to 0 value, and true is 1, and so the automatically conversion is applied on the these statements. Okay, so then we can give some specific examples in here. For example, we can define the s variable in here like this one, the Ali and Selami, and we can print this value, the Ali and Selami, in here. In each example I give the double new line character in here, and so we can easily see all of these things. Okay, and so if we have this nomination, and then this character is written on this page. Okay, but if we have this operation in here like this one, Ankara, and so we can print this function in here, and so the Ankara is seen like this one. Normally we remove this operators in here, but if we use the slash operator in here like this one, and so we can write this comma section, okay? Or we can define the two comma in here like this one. The print s can be given at this time, and so we can easily see that this nomination can be given at this form, especially for the path file operation. This is important because we have the any file in here like this one, C, Ali, and temp, okay? If you want to reach this file location, and so we can print this s like this one, and so C double dot li amp. This is not appropriate, and so it is wrong. And so how can we correct this path in Python? And so we should add another slash in here like this one, okay? And so if I run this code, and so the path is correct. Especially for reaching any files in Python programming language, we have this feature. And so you should notice that you must use the Python paths like this one, okay? Or S or C, Ali, temp. This is called the regular string in dynamic operation, and so if we have this kind of string, and so C Ali temp is seen in the in the same page, or is the same, okay? And so we have the non-type in Python. For example, a none, we can write it down, and so type of a is given in here like this one. And so the class of type is none, and so it's indication of the any property or the any feature failure or success. It's indicating to the failure of success of the any function in Pythons, okay? And so any question? I think there is no question in here, and so we will continue.
I have a question about the slashes. I didn't understand why did we add two slashes?
Yazı olarak yazabilirseniz çok güzel olur. Ses çok kötü geliyor da. If you have any question, please write the chat, okay? Write the chat. This is the slash operator which is given in here. Double slash means that slash is a specific operator in programs. For example, we have a new line character in here. The indication of the new line is started with the slash, okay? And so if we have this slash, and then we can specify any specific operator like this one. This is the new line character, okay? But if we use the one slash, and so the compiler or the interpreter sees the slash a special operator, and in order to avoid that, we should give the double slash because it's only slash, which is a path. That's why we use the double slash in here. Do you understand that? Okay. So another important concept of the Python programming language is the address of meaning, or meaning of the address, because it's a highly complex concept, but we need to debate it, okay? Firstly, we need to talk about the CPU, okay? What is CPU? CPU means the central processor unit, or in the function form that performs the whole arithmetic or comparison or bit processor. Okay. However, the whole variables in your computer are stored in RAM location. Okay, it's the dynamic memory of your computers. Okay, and so the CPU, if the CPU processed any information coming from your programs, and so CPU must be reached to the what? To the RAM. For example, A equals B plus C. Okay, firstly, CPU takes the value of A, B, and C from RAM, because every variables is stored in the RAM locations. Okay, but how can it get the values? And so in computer architecture, at the RAM we have the specific address or address notation in order to reach to what the A, B, or C value. Okay, and so therefore each variable in Python or C programming language is associated with specific address in RAM location. Okay, this is the basic meaning of the address. And so if you create any variable in Python or C the computer or the architecture of the computer assigns the specific address to the specific variable, for example A, B, or C. And so this address can be reachable, and then the CPU takes the address values of these things and so reach the value of these terms, and then the arithmetic operation or comparison or the bit process can be done using this one. Okay, and so this is the address or the physical location on the RAM location. Okay, which we call it the address. And so what is the variable in Python programming language or programming language? In programming language, especially for the dynamic type system, which means that any variable can be assigned to any type of the any type of the other variables. All variables are considered as pointer or the address location, kept an address. Okay, the interpreter allocates the RAM location or storage area for each address when the variables are created. Okay, and so if you want to create any variables, and then the Python programs only do the kept or keep or stored address location. And so when we use the variables created in Python, and then we actually use value stored in RAM location or address location. Okay, not the address of variables, but in physical meanings we can only reach the address of these variables. But if I use the A is equal to 5, and so the A is assigned to 5, and print operation gives us the values of these things. And so in every variable defined in Python programming language is an standard address. Okay, in order to answer this question, what happens the integer variable is assigned to float one. This is the basic problem of the dynamic type of system. For example, A is 5, B is 2.2, and so what happens if we assign B equal to the A? And so if I print the A value in here like this one, the print B, and after that print B, and so if I run this code, this is the float type of the Python, and so this is the integer type of the B. And so in C or C++ programming language, you cannot assign the float to any integer, or integer cannot be assigned to the float value because they are different types. Okay, but in Python we have the address kept in is assigned to B. For example, A is a specific address, B is a specific address, and so in dynamic types the A is assigned to the B. Okay, but not the values of the B or A. Okay, because every variables in Python is a specific address. Okay, and so we can easily test these dominations, but in the later. Okay, but you should remember that every variables in the Python is a specific address, not the values of these things, and so we can easily assign to the any variables to the another one, even if we have the different type of the programs. Okay, any question? There's no question? Okay, you understand anything what I'm saying? It's beautiful. So I will give a specific example, for the B or A in the ID operator, and you will understand that. Okay, so to continue with the another concept, the meaning of the operators in Python programming language. So in operators, each assignment, or the operators, not the correct term in here, each assignment means the address assignment. And so if you want to assign the variable to the another one, we can only assign the address of these variables. Okay, not the variable or value. Okay, because in Python programming everything is contained with the address operations. Okay, and now for the we can create some specific example in here. A is equal to the 5, B is equal to the 7. Okay, in order to learn what is the address of the A and B, we have a specific operator in here, like this one, ID. It's to return the identity of an object in Python. And so if we use this function and then the print ID B, and so if you run this code, we have two specific address in here, 3223 blah blah blah 52 and 16, and so these are the RAM location pointers. Just like the Emin said, the 1002, 1001, and so this the number of the the RAM location of these things. And so, for example, this is the 3 billion blah blah blah blah address location of this byte. And so the other variable is assigned to the this address, last address. Okay, but if we assign B is equal to the A, print ID or copy of all of these things. And so if we assign these things, and then these two address in the last two terms are equal to each other. Okay, and so the address is pointing to another address, and so we can reach the A or B, and so we can reach the same address at this point. Emin, do you understand that now? Okay. And so what if I'm saying the truth about the Python, and so the print ID 100. For example, if I run this code now, and so we have the two same address B and A, but the 100 is stored in another address. Okay, and so if I have this nomination here, and then the ID indicates the another one, and so we can create the dynamic type of this program. Okay, because we can only transfer the address, not the variables, like in C or C++. In Python we can use these terms, but in all the interpreted language the same analogy is applied, is current. Okay, so this is the first example, and so can print these terms. And what if A is equals to the 5? Okay, and so print A ID is point in the this location. What about these things? ID 5. A is equal to the 5, ID is equal to the 5. Okay, and so if I run this code, and so voila, these two addresses are the same. Okay, and then this A is only a pointer of the any variable, and literal has a specific RAM location, but the A is directed or is pointing in in Python. Okay, so what if I increase the A value? For example, A is assigned to 10, the print A, like this one, is assigned to the some other value. But what if A is equal to A plus 1? And so if I print this time, and then this is equal to the another address location, which means that A is 10, and after that A is destroyed with the plus operator, and plus 1 is added to the A, and new variable is assigned to the new A, and then the address of this location is changed. In C or C++ programming language, there are no mechanism like this one. In each iteration, in each creation, the Python creates the new variable, even if the type of or the object name is the same with the next one. Okay, the new address is assigned to to our program. Any question?
Hocam şimdi print ID 10 desek yine farklı bir
yazı
adres
olarak
gösterecek.
yazarsanız daha iyi. Hoparlörüm çok iyi çalışmıyor. Yazı yazın, oradan cevaplayayım. If you have any question, you must type in the chat, because I have no good sound in my computers. Okay, It's broken. Yes. And so that's a good question. Furkan said that the print ID 10, if I have this term in here like this one, for example, if we have the A is equal to 10, okay, and so A is indicated in the what? This function block. But if I have the 1 plus operation in here, A is new word, but the ID 10 is equal to the first one. And so what's the meaning of this? In the address operation, the 10 is stored the first address, okay? And so ID 10 in a literal form indicates the same area, but the our A is not, okay? This is the creation of the dynamic type systems, okay? And so the A is not a variable, it's a specific address to reach the what? The RAM location, okay? Okay, any question? Okay, so let's take a break for 10 minutes and then we will start with the 11 o'clock, okay? Arkadaşlar tepki verin. Neyse. Okay.